Let's look at how to fill out the service agreement form and pay the deposit using a check. Now the first thing you're going to do is scroll over to Communicate and click on the down arrow and scroll down and select Service Agreement. So just go ahead and click on that, and it brings up this screen that asks you to choose a pool. Now if you only have one pool, go ahead and click the Submit button. If you have multiple pools, go ahead and click the down arrow and scroll through the different addresses of your pools and choose the address of the pool for which you want to fill out the service agreement form. Once the address of that pool shows in the little box, then go ahead and click the Submit button, and that will bring up the service agreement form. Now the service agreement form is longer than will fit on the screen, so you will have to scroll through it. It also has multiple inputs, and we'll talk about each one of these a little later. But the first thing that you should do when the service agreement form is displayed is to read it over. Go ahead and scroll down and read the entire form. To scroll, simply move the mouse cursor over to the slider bar that's over on the right hand side, click and hold the key down and slowly drag the mouse down. This will scroll through the form and take you all the way to the bottom of the form. As long as we're near the bottom of the form, there are a couple of things that I want to bring your attention to. There's this area called Electronic Signature Consent. What this does is, by clicking in the checkbox next to it, you are giving your consent to use the name that you type in this box, which will be your name, as your signature, because you cannot physically sign the form on the screen. So it will use your name as your signature. The second thing that I want to point out to you is that there are terms and conditions as part of this contract. So please read over the terms and conditions. To read the terms and conditions, simply go to this link in blue that says click here to read our general terms and conditions. Click on that link and it will open this small window. Now you can move this window by clicking at the top and holding the button down and slowly dragging the mouse, and the window will go with you wherever you want it to go. You also can scroll through the terms and conditions by going over to the slider bar on the right, click and hold and slowly drag the mouse down. Read through all the terms and conditions until you reach the bottom of this little screen. At the bottom of this little screen there is a button marked Close Window, and when you're done reading all the terms and conditions, click the Close Window button and the window will go away. Okay, so now that we've looked at that, let's go back to the top of the service agreement form and begin filling it out. Now the first box on the screen is asking you for the date around which you want to begin swimming. Let's, for example, say that we want to begin swimming on June 1st. Now to fill in June 1st in this box, all you do is click in the box and it will bring up a small calendar. Now notice that June is not showing, it's showing February because we are doing this in the month of February. To show other months, you're going to move the cursor over to the right and click on that little tab and it will change the month. So each time you click, it changes the month. So let's click until June appears. So there is June, and we want to begin swimming June 1st. So all I have to do is go to the 1st and click on it. Once I click on it, the calendar disappears and you'll notice that it automatically fills in the date in the box. So now we're done with that. Now it's time to finish filling out the form by selecting the types of services that we want. I want the opening service, so I find the highlighted option that says opening and I click in the little checkbox to the left. You notice that once I click in the checkbox, a little tick mark appears in that box. Now, suppose I checked the box but I didn't really mean to. Can I fix it? Yes. All I have to do is go back to that little checkbox and click inside of it again and the tick mark will disappear. So if you make a mistake, no problem. Just click in the box again and clear the entry. I want to select the opening service and the winterizing service, and I'd also like to select the bi-weekly vacuum service, and I also want the winter maintenance service. So I'm going to scroll down until I see winter maintenance, and then I'm going to click in that checkbox. Okay, so now I've made my selections. I'm going to enter my electronic signature checkbox there, and now before I put my name in that box, I'm going to type in my email address so that I can receive email regarding my service at this address. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to now type my name in the box, which will be used as my signature. So there's my name. Now the last input on the screen is today's date, but if you notice, the date's automatically filled in for you. In fact, if you roll the cursor into that box, you'll notice a little red circle shows up, which indicates that you can't really change that. So now that I've filled out my form, the next thing to do is scroll back to the top and check it over and make sure that all my selections are correct and that I've completed the form exactly the way I want to complete it. And it all looks correct. So now all I have to do is click the Agree to Document button, and it brings me to the payment method page. It also tells me that my required deposit is $347.50. Now this is for my pool. Your pool more than likely will have a different dollar amount. We want to pay by check, so we're going to select the option on the bottom, print form and pay by check. So once I click on that, it brings up a deposit slip, which basically tells me what my deposit is, and there's a note on here telling you to mail the check to that address. So what you need to do now is to print this page, and you're going to include this page with your check. Now if you are printing this on a computer that uses a Microsoft operating system, you'll probably have a print icon in the corner here. If you're printing this on a Mac, you more than likely will not have a print icon, so in which case you will use the command key. The command key is normally found in the bottom left hand corner of the keyboard. In fact, I think I have a picture of it. Yes, so this is what the command key looks like. You're going to press the command key and hold it, and then press the letter P as in Paul. So you hold down the command key, press the letter P, and it will start the print dialog. On Microsoft computers, you don't need to do that. You're probably going to have a little print icon. If you don't have a printer icon on your screen, even though you're using a Microsoft computer, you can right click on the page and select print, and it will get you to the print dialog anywhere. Okay, so now we're in the print dialog, and you see there's a print button. All you're going to do is click the print button to print this page, and the same thing goes for if you're using a Mac. There'll be a print button in the print dialog. Just click on the print button and it will print this page. You're going to include this page with the check and mail it back to the address that's shown on the page. Once you're done, you can go back to the previous page by clicking the arrow that points to the left, and then you go up to the top where it says log out, and you're going to click the log out button, and you're done. So now all you have to do is drop the deposit slip with your check in the mail and mail it back to the company. And that's how you fill out the service agreement form and include a check for payment.